All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Going to be touching on the top prop bets today on both PrizePicks and Underdog. But first, we're going to get into a quick recap from yesterday. Another good day. Let's go ahead and touch on it. So on Underdog, I mentioned we had these two really good bets in college basketball that I wanted to call out to you guys. Those two easily hit. If you guys paired it up with the middling opportunity that we had and you made it a 3-slip bet, obviously a little bit of a better night for you. And then for PrizePicks, going 4 for 6, pretty nice there. Derek White had a nice little second half of the game, which was a little tilting to get us over. Alex Carban was the middle that we had between PrizePicks and Underdog. We saw a big prop line difference. We saw that the PrizePicks line was clearly the outlier between all the other data points, the average sportsbook line, the Underdog line, the projection data, but they didn't really need him to do much. And so the PrizePicks under was the one that hit there, but a pretty good day, obviously 4 for 6. And it really just depends. Again, if you guys are limited to the amount of dollars you can spend per taco, most likely you probably doubled up. If you guys are not limited, yeah, at least had probably around $70 of profit at least, which is clearly nice. And the nice thing about it as well, most of these bets were not bumped at all or taken off the board, which was extremely nice. So you guys were able to benefit from those throughout the day. I mean, this one was crazy, guys. This one had a 60% edge for the under touchdowns, and it was there the whole time. I was just so shocked, but very nice. Glad you guys were able to take advantage of that. And so obviously those bets were all taken from the 9 to 5 cheat sheet. If you guys want access to the 9 to 5 cheat sheet for PrizePicks or Underdog, make sure to jump in and use this promo code. If you guys have never signed up before, use the promo code Keep Cashing, get 20% off your first membership. That'll give you access to the cheat sheets that have just been crushing, really the whole time, but really mostly for the past 2 weeks has really been dominating lately. So take advantage of that, guys. Again, keep cashing, 20% off. But looking at the top PrizePicks bets that we have today, we are getting one college basketball prop bet that is seemingly a decent bet. Now, I do want to call it that the projection data does not like the over here, which I would say that I would be more on par with what Vegas is saying. So Vegas is heavily favoring the over of, let's just say, 28. And so the PrizePicks line at 27 does seem to be a little bit too low. Now, when we take a peek at his game log on PrizePicks, we're going to notice that he's only gotten the over I shouldn't say only, 2 out of 3 times thus far this season. Obviously small sample size thus far, but we're going to notice he really hasn't played anyone, and so for Illinois, we look at the minutes that he's gotten. 32 in the last game, which was somewhat of a closer game, able to get the over pretty comfortably there. We look at one game where they just blew out the opponent. Only 22 minutes was not needed. Too much there. No blocks or steals in that game, which a little bit unfortunate. And then we look at this game. 21 minutes, was able to get the over there, mostly due to a lot of rebounds. And so we look at this game against Alabama. This should be kind of a pace-up spot, and it should be a closer scoring game. And if that happens, then if he does get 30 minutes, I think he'll get this over pretty comfortably. And so I can be in agreement with the PrizePicks data that's being called out to us there as a good bet there. And then from there, guys, we're getting a lot of good EV bets for college football. And so by all means, this is literally the bet of the day here, guys. And I hate doing that because it's the bet of the day for Saturday bets. That's kind of annoying, right? Or Sunday bets as well with college or with NFL prop bet pumping in there. But that's just the nature of the beast. That's the board that we have. And so that's kind of the balancing act of someone that does props content. I know people want bets for today, but also I want to call out that we are getting some really good bets for the weekend as well. This is typically when we are getting the best value for some bets throughout the weekend. And so that will be the bet of the day for this video, but I do want to get into some NBA bets that are popping up as well for us. Sorry. We are seeing KCP for over his fantasy score being pulled in as a decent bet. And that's just because the average sportsbook line would be at 19.31. So a small edge there. The projection data also likes the over there going against the Clippers. And if we look at it, guys, KCP is certainly playing a lot of minutes for the Magic, especially in games that are, relatively close. And so we need this game against the Clippers to not be a blowout. And if we look at the game total, it's a low scoring game, obviously, but it is supposed to be a close game, a 3-point spread. So assuming that occurs and we get the 31 minutes that KCP is projected to get, yeah, I can be on board with this bet being the over. Again, only a 53.6% likelihood. So typically not a bet that we would go out of our way to chase. But again, if you are looking for just bets today, you want to enjoy some sweats today, that's a good bet that we have. We are seeing some of the Cleveland Cavaliers lines be a little bit overvalued on PrizePicks right now. Jared Allen, specifically, we see the average sportsbook line would be closer to 32.7. I don't know, guys. Whenever we get the Cavs on a slate, I don't really like betting on them because they go pretty deep. It can be Darius Garland one game having a great game. It can be Donovan Mitchell having a good game. It can be Evan Mobley having a good game. It can be Jared Allen. I don't like betting on that. That's just like, that's truly gambling. Like, you are gambling, and yes, we can make an educated decision here, but it just seems random to me unless one of the players are out. So I typically don't like betting on the fantasy scores for them. I do want to call out some of these Pelican prop bets that are somewhat popping up here. So we got Javonte Green for over his fantasy score of 20.5. Now, again, very small likelihood that we're getting an edge here, like 51.8%. That's, in the orange here. That is not a good bet for us to typically chase. But I want to call this out because I do think that this could end up being a slight edge for us. And the reason why that is because, well, the Pelicans have been extremely thin, and they are likely to be extremely thin again tonight. Now, I do want to call it CJ McCollum could be back tonight, which would actually probably help keep this game close and not be a blowout, or not be a blowout as fast, I guess. But Javonte Green is someone that should get some more run, and he already has been someone that's been getting 30-plus minutes. And the reason why I think he could be in line for more run is because Trey Murphy has been someone that, recently returned from injury not too long ago, like 9 days ago. He has minutes limited and it still seems like he's getting his minutes limited. This is the back end of the back-to-back. I don't think it'd be shocking to see him potentially sit. And so if he does sit, I think Javonte Green would just be a candidate to still get around 30 minutes, or maybe even get an increase in minutes. He's only projected to get 26 right now. And so, it's a decent line there. Actually, I don't mind the over here. It'd be a tight sweat, but if you guys are looking to find another bet, I'd be okay with that one. Now, I do want to get into a bet that I like as well, and that's going to be Damian Lillard to get over his points. And the reason why I like this is the simple fact that he has been struggling to shoot over his past 3 games. We know that he's typically not that poor of a shooter, and so we see that he's kind of at a low point. And obviously, he's going to regress back to his mean in a positive way. I think that's going to come to fruition in this game against the Chicago Bulls, who have been very poor against stopping opposing guards. They rank like the second or first easiest matchup for opposing guards. And so that should come together for Damian Lillard to go out and have a good game in this game. And I do expect him to. That's more of a traditional bet. If we get some bets on sleeper or something, I think that'd be a way in which we can use that bet. And speaking of other sites, I do want to call out that on the 9to5 Discord chat, if you guys are 9to5 members, I pointed out a bet on Pick 6 that is a guaranteed profit for us, assuming that they don't make any corrections to it. So if you guys are a 9to5 member, make sure that you are in the Discord chat for one. You guys can get access to that from the email that's sent to you guys when you sign up. But I did want to call that out. Very big edge. And if you guys jump in there to Pick 6, you guys can find it probably yourself as well. And then real quickly, guys, just taking a peek at the underdog board as it sits right now. Holy crud, we are getting an okay edge on a NHL bet. Wow. You guys know my gripe with NHL props lately, where PrizePicks Underdog, they don't care about NHL fans, is the summary of it. This one has a good value to be a push to get under 2 block shots. Again, very annoying there. From there, Presley to get over 7.5 receptions. That's a fun one. I don't hate that. But I did want to show you guys this, some okay bets there for underdog as well. And so again, guys, this is going to be the bet of the day for today. Now, I did go over a bunch of other bets I like for today as well. A few that here and there. If you guys like those bets, by all means, go for it. But trying to put our best foot forward here. We are getting some decent edges here. And so this is kind of the 6th slip bet that we can go ahead and run out. Again, Saturday and Sunday slip there. But that's going to be all for today's video, guys. Appreciate you guys being here. Fingers crossed that we do have another good day today with the one bet that I've called out on the bet of the day. But no, there were other bets that I called out during this video that you guys can go ahead and attack if you choose to do so. But that's going to be all for today's video, guys. Again, if you guys want access to the 9to5 cheat sheet, head on over to 9to5sports.com. Get access to that for just $10 a month. Also, do want to give a quick thank you to anyone that has been using the Underdog or PrizePicks promo codes. That has not gone unnoticed. Those are obviously throughout the video or in the link in the description below. If you guys are looking to sign up for those 2 companies and you've never signed up before, use my promo codes. That does help out the channel a lot. It's an easy way to support the channel. All right, guys, that's going to be all. Thank you for watching. Good luck. And as always, let's keep cashing.